Hi, I'm Sophia from Argentina. I want to be a pilot, but I don't know where to start. Until I discovered Aviationfly.com. I'm so excited to reach my pilot dreams. Here are some of the things you need to do before starting your pilot training. Research what kind of pilot you want to be and the pilot license required. You may use Google, YouTube, online forums, or aviationfly.com on your research. You should also possess these basic requirements. You should be at least 17 years old. You should be at least a high school graduate. You should be able to speak, understand, write, and read in English. You should also pass the doctor's examination and possess a valid medical certificate. Take note that the basic requirements may vary depending on where you are planning to do your pilot training. Here are the different training stages. First, you need to have a student pilot license. This license allows you to start your pilot training with a licensed instructor. After that, you need to have a private pilot license. This allows you to fly as a hobby or for leisure. After that, you need to have a commercial pilot license. This license allows you to be paid for your flying services. Here are some of the careers you can pursue after getting your commercial pilot license.
Airline pilot, corporate or business aviation pilot, cargo pilot, charter or air taxi pilot, flight instructor, medical or air ambulance pilot, agricultural pilot.
Because we care for you, here are 5 tips for choosing a flight school. Are you planning to become a pilot? Here are 5 tips for choosing a flight school. Before starting your pilot training, you should decide on your pilot goals first. Firstly, ask yourself, what are your long-term aspirations in aviation? Do you want to become a pilot in your free time and get a private pilot license? Or do you want to fly in general aviation and possess a commercial pilot license? Here are some other questions you should consider. Do you want to become an airline pilot through an airline pilot cadet program? What type of aircraft will be utilized by airlines in the next few years? Which flight schools do the airlines usually hire from? Best to ask flight schools if they have partnerships with airlines. These are critical questions you should list and get answers to when asking yourself, how will I become a pilot? After that, you should determine how much you can afford to spend. Different flight schools have different costs due to location, aircraft type and several other factors. Moreover, do these programs have financial assistance/loan programs? Might a part-time program work for you? You should also consider how much free time you have. Each flight training school has its own training schedules, with some offering flexibility while others want the cadets to train full-time and on campus. Note that delaying flight training usually increases your training costs. Another tip is to find out what type of aircraft the flight school uses and information about its aircraft maintenance center. This is important from a training point of view, but even more importantly, from a safety aspect. Furthermore, you should also take into consideration the equipment preference of airlines. Aircraft age does not always relate to safety. This is dependent on the aircraft maintenance. Ask the flight school in detail about their aircraft maintenance department and safety features of the aircraft. Lastly, you should visit your short list of flight schools. Finally, when possible, speak to the instructors and flight school management teams to learn about the training, safety policies, history, and graduates of the flight school. Do you have any more questions about pilot training? Comment below.